Well, before we get too far into the weeds, I know and a lot of fans have focused on the offensive transfers that came in. Who do you think is going to stand out as the defensive transfer that came in?
Michelle Powell.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I mean, from what we've been hearing from camp, he's been playing pretty damn well, and he has that experience coming over from Washington. Experience that was needed in that secondary. That's probably my biggest point of concern in the whole team. Not even that I'm going to call it a weak spot, but like my biggest concern is that secondary because there's going to be so many young guys and unproven guys.
I'm not even sure if it's the secondary as a whole. Like, I think we're probably fine at corner. It's safety specifically where I've got some concerns with inexperience.
Yeah.
You know, because Daryl Porter Jr. has plenty of experience, and you've got Brown has gotten plenty of experience since he's been there. Yeah.
Yeah, and his brother, the walking pass interference, went over to Florida State, so we got better.
I think another guy to look forward to seeing is Simeon Barrow.
Yes.
Yeah.
On the defense, especially
D-line.
Gone. That should be something interesting to watch.
Yeah, and granted, I know their highlights, but I watched his highlight reel from Michigan State. Dude's a problem. Kid out of South Carolina. Actually, there's in a lot of the Twitter spaces I run around in, there's a South Carolina fan that went to high school with him and has done nothing but talk him up this offseason about what a get we got. Now, I think somebody that's very good, I don't know how much playing time he's going to see, is Tyler Barron.
Yeah, he's another one. Plus, Elijah Alston.
Yeah. And then, of course, we get Akeem Mesidor back this year.
Yeah, our D-line's going to be back.
Yeah, I mean, think how crazy it is. Akeem Mesidor was probably like our top guy 2 years ago. Obviously, he got injured last year. And he's probably going to be running like 2 deep or 3 deep this year.
Yeah. Well, and as we know, too, we've got concerns for the safety and secondary in general, but we saw it in 17. If your front seven is playing at an elite level, which linebackers I don't have a concern in the world about, they can mask some deficiencies in your back end.
And even another guy that a lot of people's not talking about is C.J. Clark. He could do it this year, too. So, that D-line is stacked.
Yeah,
I was very excited.
And it's stacked for years to come after this last recruiting class.
I think Tyler Barron came from Louisville, right?
No, Michigan State.
No, that was Simeon Barrow that came from Michigan State.
Tyler Barron.
Tyler Barron was at Louisville for 5 minutes.
No. Tyler Barron came from Tennessee.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. He was one. He transferred to Tennessee in like January during the first from Tennessee to Louisville during the first
portal window.
Open period of the portal, and then transferred from Louisville to Miami during the second. So yeah.
Yeah, not to mention we got a whole plethora of incoming freshmen that's already trying to make an impact right now.
I've heard Justin Scott's looking real damn good.
Yeah, him I heard of. I really want to see how they're going to develop Artavius Jones, though, because that dude's a grown man already. But I think he's more of a next year kind of guy.
Yeah. I've heard a lot of people talking up, especially after they got in there, Jordan Lyle and, of course, JoJo Trader. From the spring all through the summer.
Yep.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but good things about JoJo Trader.
Yeah, but the receiver that's been like getting them a lot of spotlight is Sam Brown.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sam Brown and Isaiah Horton. From what I'm hearing, Isaiah Horton is out there giving it his all. He's trying to earn that third receiver. Because, it's obviously going to be Restrepo and George.
Yeah, I feel like we're going to have the top receiver group in the ACC this year. When you pair it with Cam Ward and what he's able to do. Because this is going to be the first time Cam Ward has an actual functioning offensive line, and he's not running for his life back there.
Yeah, which is the cause of most of his, not all, but most of his fumble problems. He does have to quit carrying that ball like a loaf of bread.
Yeah.
And Restrepo too, he's so consistent and so good that we haven't really been hearing much about him, during this spring and during this fall. But then Kane's camp come out and you see him catching wild catches all over the place, and I'm like, oh, that's why we ain't been hearing about him. He's just doing this thing, and it's normal now.
Yeah, I think that's going to be exciting to see Cam Ward and Restrepo work together. I think that's going to be that's going to be fun to watch.
I mean, Restrepo's a guy last year who got 1,000 yards with almost a carousel at quarterback. I mean, that's everything you need to know about that guy. And Jacoby George too. He had damn near 1,000 yards. I think he had like 800 something.
Well, and here's my problem with George. I see any of that mess that I saw in the bowl game and Mario not sit him on the bench, I'm going to have a problem.
Or the Louisville game, at the end of the Louisville game too.
Yeah. He's got a bad habit. He will let corners get under his skin, and he'll start picking up penalties.
Yeah.
And he's got to learn to shake that off.
People take advantage of that because we know they're quick to throw the flag on us.
Hopefully he get out of that mindset, because that could cost you a lot of games, especially close games.
And listen, I wouldn't have had a problem with it in the bowl game if Mario would have pulled him out and sat him. I really wouldn't have, because I mean, sometimes things happen. I ain't gonna get mad at you, because somebody got under your skin, you lost your cool. They're college kids. They're 20, 21 at best. But I put more of that on Mario for not pulling him out of the game. At least for a little bit. Set him down for a series, set him down for a couple plays, something. But you got to pull him out of that game. You can't let him sit out there and act a fool like that.
Yeah. The guy that I'm looking forward to also, but he's not a new incoming guy or anything like that, is Wesley Bassett, because they've been giving him a lot of praise, and I've been seeing, certain highlights and things like that, people talking, within the program about how good he's looking and how he's stepping up. So now I really want to see it on the field, because if that's the case, him and Kiko could possibly be one of the best duos in college.
Yeah, I think those two are going to be your constant. I think that third linebacker is what's going to shift depending on what kind of defensive formation they're running, because Guidry likes to run a star like most people, that outside backer safety hybrid. But he'll also do what Manny's done. If he's got the guy to do it, he'll have that outside backer D end hybrid. And I think that's where you'll see guys come in and out, like a Washington may come in to be that safety outside backer hybrid. And I could see Tyler Barron coming in as that end outside backer hybrid.
And to kind of suck it to the Gators a little bit, Malik Bryant and Adarius Hayes. Adarius Hayes just came in this year. He's already looking for, they was clowning about, how Mario basically told him that he could be the next Ray Lewis. All of them's laughing and kicking, but he's been doing pretty well. He's making a name for himself already as a freshman. So not saying you're going to see him, out there getting 100 reps, but you definitely going to see him this year.
Hey, he's going to be better than anything else they brought in. That recruiting class is trash outside of McCray and Lagway, which Lagway going to be gone there in 2 years after he sees how garbage that O-line is. He's not going to want to die behind that.
I'll give him Miles Graham too. He was a good linebacker.